Hello Quailonians, hi people out there. My name is Christian and I am with Undique. Today some news from our quail farm here on this lovely Sunday evening. As every Friday and Sunday around 7 p.m. Eastern I go live here and talk to you guys about what's new. So I have my eye a little bit here on the chat window down here. You can ask questions if you see the live up here. That means I'm live. Otherwise it's a replay. You can still leave comments, but I won't be able to respond straight away. So let's get started on the quail farm here. What's new? I'm gonna give you some ideas about our products. I brought some new products today. We have more than 100 different products out of quail. It's amazing. I talk how you can beat the price in regards to the supermarket eggs, and I brought a sample with me there today as well. I'll show you a few of our products, what we use on our farms, and then yeah, let's get started. Let's have fun. I hope you had a good weekend. Mine was great, so I'm gonna show you some pictures as well. I took my chief tree tester, Hazel, and I, my wife, we went shopping. We had to get some supplies for the birds, a little treat for Hazel. So let's get started. Speaking of treats, first a treat for you guys. So as I'm here on the quail farm, right, what we do is we have eggs. We have a lot of eggs here at our quail farm. So let's get started. What is a quail egg? And yeah, let's show you, right? Everybody knows this kind of egg. A chicken egg, right? Those prices right now in the supermarket are up. It's getting better, and again, you know, all farmers affected by the bird flu, my heart goes out to them. But it's an opportunity to tell you guys about quail eggs and how to become more self-sustainable by raising quail. So that's what this live stream today is about. But let's, yeah, have a look at the quail egg. Here it is. I mean, if you look at the difference, it is a piece of art, right? You have your chicken egg, which is normally like brown or white. That's what you get in the supermarket. If you buy farm eggs, they have different colors, Easter eggers, right? You might have a green, different shades of brown, and so on. With quail eggs, they come with the speckles. There is exceptions to that too. And I can show you maybe one. Let me double check. Yep, I got one here. Let's dive into it. But what's the difference between those eggs here, what I'm holding in front of me? Not just by the looks, but actually what's in there, right? I think you're interested in that too. Because if you think about having a nutritious breakfast next week, those quail eggs, they are packed with minerals, they are packed with vitamins, all that good stuff is in there. So let's talk about them. The chicken egg goes away for a little while here, and let's talk about quail eggs. So the fresh quail eggs, what we offer here now on our Amazon store, you can get different quantities. We make sure we pack them securely. Their shell is a little harder as well, and what they got is a ton of good stuff for you. Number one, they are low in calories, right? So a standard quail egg has around 10 to 14 gram total weight. So it's less than an ounce in total weight for one egg. And it only has about 13, 14 calories, depends on the size, right? And about 1 gram of fat, of which is half a gram saturated fat. It's low in cholesterol. It's about 85 milligrams of cholesterol in there and about 60 milligrams of sodium. There's no carbohydrates in there, of course, but they are packed with protein. About 1 gram of protein is in one quail egg. So that's like 1/14 of the egg is just protein. So if you're like me, if you want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of my cousins from Austria, protein is good for bodybuilding apparently. Well, how would I know? Oopala. nearly dropped that one. My dog Hazel would have been happy. So yeah, it's packed with protein, and yeah, gives you really a good start into the day, right? A lot of people start their day with a good breakfast, and having a fresh quail egg with that is a great idea. Now, in regards to the vitamins in there, the vitamin A, about 5% of the daily recommended value is in one single egg, right? Vitamin B12 is about 10%. Then you got minerals like riboflavin, 10% of your daily value. Folate, 5%. I think pregnant women should take extra folate. I'm not a doctor, but if the doctor tells you that, hey, think about quail eggs. And then selenium is about 10% in there, but much, much more. I don't have the time to go through the entire list now, but there's a lot of stuff in there. Click on the product below and you're gonna find out all the good things what we have in the quail eggs here. Now, I mentioned earlier on the shell of the egg is a little harder, and if you look at the size comparison again, you might need 2 or 3 quail eggs to kind of compensate for 1 chicken egg, right? So we have something here on our Amazon store, which are quail egg scissors or cutters. Those little things, they come in green, but my green screen here makes it blue now. That's okay. They come in all shapes and colors, and we sell them here as a pack of 3, because if you're like me and you misplace one, you have an extra. I have one by my dog's feeding station as well. Hazel, she likes a quail egg for breakfast or dinner. And so it's very easy if I have one right by her food there. I don't need to search for it. And you cut off the tip, right? And then you can just pour out the egg. You make your scrambled eggs. You make your sunny side up. They taste exactly the same as chicken eggs. You won't be able to taste the difference. Maybe the only difference is, you know, you eat what you eat. And what we feed here on our quail farm is good, proper food for the quail. Therefore, all that good stuff goes then into the egg as well. So these eggs are not coming from mass production. They are not coming from this huge, you know, industrial kind of stuff. No, it's not like that we have a name for every single quail here on the farm either, because we have a couple of hundred birds in each location. Sometimes up to 1,000, 1,500, but it's small scale, family-run farms. My wife and I, we have a little farm, and in our network here at Undique, where's the logo? Up here. We are right now 14 farms across 10 different states, so we try to be close to you guys. So with those quail egg cutters, one might be misplaced in the dishwasher, the other one is in a drawer somewhere. Number 3, you will find it. That's how I handle it. Those cutters make it easy to get into the quail egg. Very simple. Don't put your finger in there, it hurts. So they are in our store, and if you like to put your quail egg into a lovely egg cup and spoon it out, if you do it half cooked for the big chicken eggs, there is those egg holders everywhere, but we had a hard time finding them for quail eggs, so I just designed them myself, and so that's made in the US, a little quail egg cup holder. It perfectly fits quail eggs, even up to the bigger sizes. And with the egg cutter, if you want to have it soft boiled, you need a few of them. But if you want to have it for dipping something inside, so you soft boil it and the yolk is still runny. I'm getting hungry again. I just ate, but I'm getting hungry again. Then you can spoon it out as well. Nice little holders we have in our store now. They're gonna ship soon, a bit faster. They're just getting into the warehouses now. We just made them here, and yeah, they come in all shapes and colors. So if you click on the product below, we have them in blue as well, and also for the celadon eggs, which are those blue eggs that they stand out in color, and that's ones with very little sparkles or nearly no sparkles at all. You can have them with little speckles, speckles. Excuse my English. You can have them with speckles or without. I'm breeding right now towards without. You can also breed that you have more. Depends how you select your birds, right? And so yeah, looks beautiful, the black one as well. So we have them in these 3 different colors right now. And if you are a quail keeper yourself, if you have quail and you want to display like your favorite egg, because every egg which comes from us is unique, right? The speckles and all that, there is some eggs, they look sometimes like space, like a planet somewhere. Speckles are, it's cool. every egg is different. So if you want to display a egg, what you hollow out, for example, you know, poke a hole, top and on the top and bottom, blow it out and clean it. Then it's preserved forever. We do have some hollow eggs in our store as well. I think we're pretty much sold out already now. We try to restock them before Easter again, so they are already blown out for crafting. But that's the last package I've left right now. But check in our store if they become available soon. Yeah, the egg cups, they're really cool. So for fresh eggs, we have a rule: we never ship them out older than 72 hours, 3 days. If they are older than 3 days, we want to make sure you have a long shelf life, right? We have so many uses for the eggs, we don't need to ship out old eggs. So the eggs you get from us, they are fresher than eggs you find in the supermarket. If you think about the supply chain, and especially when I go to the supermarket and I look at quail eggs, often they come from Canada, and I'm wondering, hey, we have them here. Why don't you? Why is there not US eggs in there? Anyway, from us, you get eggs from the United States, from small family farms, and so you support, us little farmers here when you order them from us. So if we don't use the eggs for fresh eggs or for hatching eggs, which we're going to talk later about, how can you actually raise your own quail? Really cool thing. But if we don't use it for that, then we preserve them for longer by making something for our four-legged friends. And I have a combination offer down there right now, which is our very famous wing on the string, together with our whole quail egg food topper for pets. So we freeze dry the quail eggs. So in a single package like that, we have an entire carton, like a dozen of quail eggs in there. It's freeze dried, so I have to put an expiration date on it. This one says February 2029. But you know, freeze dried, proper stored, this lasts you forever. And depending how picky your eater is, right? If I talk about my dog, for example, she's turning 3 next week, and she had a phase about a year ago when she suddenly didn't like her normal food anymore. And that's when I came up with the idea, hey, quail eggs, I mean, she gets her fresh eggs, but when we go camping, I don't want to bring along fresh eggs when I go camping in the summer heat and stuff. This stuff is great then. You shake a little bit on the top of your cat's or dog's food, and for them it's like a new experience. There, look at this lovely cat there. It has been tested and bought hundreds of times, and any pet, dog, cat, ferret, any pet who likes eggs, a little sprinkle of that on top on the normal food, and they get all these vitamins and all those minerals as an extra into their food. And the picky eater is suddenly interested again, what's going on there, what is on my food there, I need to test that, right? So that's a great thing. And for cats and for dogs, we have the wing on the string. We also have other quail wings for bird dog training. So if you're a hunter and you can actually go quail hunting, you could train your pup with our wings as well. Here, there's nothing artificial to it other than the packaging, that we need to package it somehow that it's preserved well for you. But we actually preserve those wings. There's no meat on them. So just with hot air, right? We dehydrate them. This way, they are shelf stable. If they get wet at home when you play with your cat or dog, and you know, well, everything gets all over the place, you can just let them dry out again so it doesn't get moldy or anything, and then put it back in the package, right? It's resealable, so you can play many times with your cat and dog. Should have brought along a video for that. A friend of mine recently recorded a cool video, but you can actually, if you click on the product description below, see a little video of a cat playing with that. We put a natural kind of string around it. That's why it's the wing on the string. And if you have a stick at home, just put it to the other end on the stick, and then you can play even funnier with your cat, right? It comes without the stick here, just for the sake of the packaging. We didn't want to charge you more money by having a huge packaging. You might have a stick laying around somewhere in the garden or whatever. So yeah, this is the combi package. So with a bundle, you can save some money, and you get the lovely food topper and the wing on the string here. because we don't want that we waste anything of those lovely birds. And yeah, since I was holding up the egg, I always make that gag, right? What came first, the chicken or the egg? I tell you, it was the quail. The quail was domesticated about 4 to 5 thousand years ago, while we only had the idea about 1,000 years later. Hey, we could do the same with chicken. They're a little bigger, right? The chicken are great for meat. Quail are awesome for meat too. They're a little gamier, and so not everybody likes the flavor of quail meat. However, we came up with a product what our pets love, right? Let me show you that a little bit bigger, and because we want to use every single part of the quail. They have a really happy life on our farm, and they have one bad day, and but your pet is gonna be happy because we make, for example, here's something what we call pet cotton candy. It is very fluffy. Let me open that. And I'm surprised my dog might be somewhere else. The chief treat tester is busy. But this is nothing else but nature. It is dehydrated quail meat, and then we fluff it up so it looks a little bit like cotton candy. Unfortunately, we can't color it blue, and then we don't want to put anything artificial in there anyway. So it comes in a natural yellow, and it's very fluffy. And the reason we made that product, the pet cotton candy, is we do have also other products like I'm gonna talk about one right after this one. We have a jerky as well, but this one is for also younger cats, older cats, dogs when their teeth are not that great anymore, right? And they still want a little treat, but it shouldn't be hard. Then you give them a little fluffy of that. They don't have to bite that hard. Always, of course, when you feed your pet, make sure they have fresh water as well and watch them, right? But this is very fluffy and great product made from quail here in the United States. All our products you see here today is made or laid in the US. Even though I have an accent because I was blown in here a couple of years ago from Austria. But everything we do here is from US farms. I'm based in New Jersey. We have farms in Texas, in Louisiana, in New York, in Florida, in Utah. Oh, the list goes on. I'll show you a map later. Pet cotton candy, a really new product. We call it cotton candy because it looks a bit like cotton candy. It's not in pink. We don't want to put anything artificial to it. So no sweeteners, no additives, no nothing. Only nature in this pack. Dehydrated quail meat. For the little pets who don't have maybe the strongest teeth anymore, if they're older, they will thank you to get something fluffy and something tasty. It's gamey, right? And it kind of brings out the natural instincts again of your dog, of your cat. They like birds. That's part of their diet, really, in the wild, right? Before we domesticated the dog or the cat, they were hunting for birds, right? It's just normal. Now let me show you another product we make out of quail, and that's from one of our farms in Texas. A good friend, Eddie, and his wife. They are actually experts in dogs. So you see that on the packaging here as well. Maybe the version down below, the other packaging looks a little different, but that's how it comes. The shakedown treats from the Quail Mafia. So what is it? Eddie and his wife, they actually do breed Frenchies and American Terriers. So as a breeder, they know what is good for dogs, for puppies, but also, for example, dogs who have a litter, right? So they know exactly what they feed their dogs, and they came up with this product, and I helped a bit in regards to designing the packaging and bring it out to you people here on Amazon. And so made with love in Texas, and we got in here premium quail meat and minnows and some eggshells for an extra crunch, right? So if your dog or cat is older and doesn't have the best teeth anymore, maybe that's not the best product, then you go for the cotton candy I just showed you. But if you want to treat your puppy, your medium-sized dog, even larger-sized dog, those bites in here, they come in the shape of the state of Texas, and also in I think he has it also just in the jerky kind of form, and you can break bits and pieces off. You see them here through the window, right? If Hazel would volunteer, I would show you how popular they are with dogs, but maybe she shows up later in the stream. We shall see. So this product is an awesome product, again made in the US by the Quail Mafia, and nothing else but premium quail goes in there, and the minos. Then it's dehydrated to make it shelf stable. It comes shipped fresh to you. This is a premium dog treat. You don't find it anywhere else, only here. So get it while supplies last. We make it small batch, right? This is all premium stuff I show you today. Nothing imported, nothing crazy. Now, a lot of quail farmers like me, they started with quail for different reasons, right? When I started with quail over 4 years ago, I wanted to have chickens, but I didn't really have the space for chickens. And for example, certain townships don't allow backyard poultry. So if you want to beat those crazy egg prices in the supermarket, I was up to throw it away. No, that's my breakfast tomorrow. Then you might get into quail yourself. And therefore we offer on our farm quail eggs for hatching. So why we offer that, and what is it, right? As we are hatching birds all the time, we have fertile quail eggs. What does that mean? If that mommy bird is together with a daddy bird, right, then you're gonna get quail eggs first, and those are fertile, right? It doesn't mean that it makes you more fertile, even though when this Kardashian mentioned that she eats quail eggs to get pregnant, we got busy. That was a couple of years ago. But there has been studies with mice that they get a bit more active and stuff like that when they have quail eggs. But anyway, let's talk about the fertile quail eggs. Yeah, so when we keep a rooster with the hens, we keep them in a ratio of 1:4 usually. That means one rooster with 4 girls. That's a breeding group. Then we get fertile quail eggs. Usually, pretty much every egg is fertile. We do not test the eggs individually for that. That's impossible to do. So we hatch ourselves here to have little baby chicks, and I can show you some pictures like the one behind me. I took some new ones today when I was cleaning the brooder, because those birds grow so quickly. So that's why I started with quail as well, because we're gonna see a huge amount of used chicken coop sales in a couple of months when people are frustrated that the chickens still don't lay eggs, and the egg price is gonna be down by then anyway. But if you want to really get quickly eggs, you want to start with quail, because those guys, from the time they're born as out of the eggshell, after 18 to 20 days, these little chicks come out here in size comparison, right? So to incubate them, it's about the same time than a chicken egg, right? 18 to 20 days. But the quail's life cycle, those guys are fast. They start laying eggs between 6 to 8 weeks. While a chicken starts laying eggs after like 20, 24, 26, depending on the breed. Some chickens only lay eggs seasonally. So it takes you a couple of months until a chicken lays an egg. But with those guys, you're up and running in about 2 months, and you have your eggs. And plenty of them. And they're easier to keep, right? And I'm going to show you a little sample how we keep quail here on the farm. And you can get also smaller versions of that. So, a lot said about quail eggs for hatching. So we make sure by doing internal quality control that those eggs, what we send you, can be hatched, right? You put them in the incubator. That's a little machine. You can find that here on Amazon, which keeps the temperature at 99.5 Fahrenheit. And the humidity should be at the beginning around 40 to 50%, and then you can raise it. There's different methods. On our packaging, we give you a little hatching guide, a little link there with a free tutorial with videos if you want to get into that. It's a great hobby, and it's also a great way to teach children about how it works with the birds and the bees. Well, more with the birds rather than the bees, right? But how is life created? We have a lot of teachers who buy those fertile eggs from us to show that in a classroom project, you know, they incubate the eggs, the chicks are born, how you care for the chicks, and then they either keep it or return it to a farm somewhere if they have somebody close by. So there's a lot of different options what you can do. If kids are watching right now, don't order those without the permit of your parents, right? Because there's no return on fresh eggs. Just saying. Happened before. It is a big responsibility to look out for birds, and the first thing I do in the morning and the last thing I do in the evening is taking care of the birds. Not petting this little statue here, but the actual birds. Now let's have a look how that looks like. Let me bring up here real quick my pictures I took early on today. Here they are. A little click over here. Where are the birdies? Here we are. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Me in IT. Here we go. Let's see. What did I take today? Yeah. So, what's the news on the farm? Here we go. I was cleaning today. And let me move that a little bit up here. Whoopsie. You see that lovely little bird? That one is about a week, maybe 8 days old. It's not that old, this bird. On the right hand side, let me see if I have one here. Baby birds. There they were only like 2-3 days old. Let's listen into them. They are so cute.
Now, everybody happy in your new home? Yeah? Aren't you cute? More food soon. Got quail people. They lay eggs. These little chicks lay eggs in about 6 to 8 weeks. Not like chickens will take forever to start laying eggs.
So that one I just showed you here is part of that group where you saw the video right now. Aren't they cute? So they grow really quick and they grow maybe even a little bit bigger than this statue here, right? So just for comparison, yeah, they get about the size of my hand. Well, now you wonder how big is my hand, right? Good question. Ha! What do I show you in comparison? An iPhone. People know how big an iPhone is. So they get a little bit bigger than an iPhone, right? Great little birds. When I clean, I put on those gloves because, you know, quail poop. And I don't want to have the poop all over. Just to keep everything nice. So you see it back there, a little bit dirty right now. So after cleaning, everything is nice again. They're here in a brooder. That means after you incubate those eggs, they need to be warm, right? Think about it. With the incubator, you basically kind of mimic what in the nature the hen is doing. The hen sits on the eggs, right? Sits on there for like 18 to 20 days. Every once in a while, she actually goes off and drinks something and eats something and goes back on it. And there is actually incubators out there who can mimic that as well, kind of cooling periods and stuff. But then, yeah, after they were born, also mommy still sits there with their feathers and keeps them warm for the first 2 weeks until the chicks venture out eventually, right? And that's what a brooder does as well. And a brooder, you can also have a brooder box. Yeah, it could be any plastic bin really. You have a heating plate in there, some bedding. You need a waterer and then a container for the feed. You saw these little ones I have there for the babies. And you're off and go and running, right? So they need heat, they need fresh water and fresh food. And then they grow and grow and grow. So let's have a look at this one. This is a different type. This I know from the genes and from the eggs I hatched out. We have them in our store as well. Those are the Celadon carriers. So they carry a gene, those specific quail. And they come in different colors as well. The quail, so you can't really tell by looking at the bird if it's going to be a blue egg or if it's going to be a brown egg. You're going to find out when they lay an egg, right? And so this is a chick which is going to lay blue ones. And I'm not an expert in genetics. There's a little bit more to it, how if daddy carries this gene and mommy carries this gene. It's We have experts in our network who are really good with that stuff. I'm more the IT guy here. So this is how they look like. And Undique cute. Let's have a look. I took another picture of that one from, no, actually a video. Let's have a look at that. Let's see.
Okay, who we got here? You turn around, say hi. Yeah, you're pretty little bird. Such a cutie. Wanna go back to your friends? Yeah, I'm gonna clean there. Yeah, don't you worry, it's gonna be clean house. Whoop. Okay.
Yeah, you can get messy in there.
Looks nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice on the farm. It's nice to see them grow up, and that's why I think it's an extra cool project for schools and also for, of course, families, but also, you know, anybody. In Quail, I see all people from all walks of life, you know. Doesn't matter if you live on the farm or out in the countryside or if you're in a city somewhere. Urban farming is a thing, right? Or suburban farming. They can fit in a garage, they can fit in a little barn. I wouldn't recommend them in the living room, they poop, as I mentioned. And yeah, you need to check it out. I think here on Amazon you find also feed for them, or you go to a local co-op. Here earlier today, Hazel, that's my chief treat tester, and I went to get some feed there. The birds need to be fed. Yeah, here's Hazel as well, a little portrait of her. When the babies are hatching, she protects them. That's like her babies. Once the birds get older, I have to make sure she doesn't get too close to them. Because she likes it. And she likes the quail eggs. Let's have a look. She's a little bit shy on this footage here, but she had the other day some quail eggs. I mixed them in with her food, or sometimes, you know, open it and put it on. Sometimes I do an Easter egg hunt with her that she needs to look for the quail egg, and sometimes I just open it for her with these scissors what we have in our store. So let's have a look here.
Hazel, are you on a little Easter egg hunt? It's a bit early for that. We're on a quail egg hunt. Where's the quail egg?
She for sure
You
found
stand
it.
there in front of the camera. Hazel, I don't pay you enough.
She's a little dazzle sometimes. It's really funny. She gets camera shy. Is that a thing? I don't know. So, and let's look at some adult birds as well, and then I show you how we keep them here a little bit, right? So here are the mummies and daddies in there.
How are the birdies doing? Just got food, eggs are collected. Don't be shy. Oh, you're curious.
They're very curious to quail.
Plenty of food there for you. Oh, that's a pretty girl up there. One of you. 4 or 5 weeks old now. You should start laying eggs soon. Yeah. Don't be shy. Oh, you're curious.
Oh, that one is laying an egg, I think. Has a funny look to it. Yeah. I think that quail definitely was about to lay an egg. Yeah, if I would have to push out an egg that side. Nah, anyway. Oopsie. Upside down today. Okay. Quail come in all forms and shapes, right? There's a so-called standard quail, which is kind of a standard size, and a jumbo quail, where the bird is 10 weeks old, a little bigger than the standard quail. And they tend to lay bigger eggs as well. And like we humans come in different shapes and forms. I come with an Austrian accent, for example. Quail come also in different shapes and forms. So we have very rare ones, black quail as well for hatching eggs. That doesn't mean that the eggs are black, even though that can happen. But that's a very rare thing, and it's usually not a perfect egg. But I have a sample here. No, with the black quail, it's really, they look very black. As you can tell by the picture below there in the product description, the they're very, yeah, they're black quail, but they're awesome birds. And the cool thing is once you start with quail, you want to have all different colors. For beginners, it's great to have the sexable ones, the feather sexable ones. That means you can tell by their chest. If it's little dots, then it's a female, and if it's nice and shiny, then it's a rooster. So that's good for beginners. It gets trickier with those black or with the white birds. You have to determine the sex differently. You either observe them and see, or is it growing? Like the roosters make a little sound, not as loud than the chicken roosters, or yeah, is it laying an egg? If you catch them laying an egg, you definitely know it's a bird. And there's other methods to that too. But yeah, I have a sample here of a pretty dark egg, and that's not an egg from a black quail. I don't think so. It was from a new hen, right? When those hens start laying eggs for the first time, they don't really follow the instructions, and sometimes you get a soft shell eggs. That means that they haven't made the shell around it at all. In this case, the coloring went off, right? Usually they use the black ink to put the little sparkles on. In this case, that quail thought, I'm gonna put that ink everywhere. Why not, right? So until a new bird starts laying proper eggs, it can take a few days once they get to that age. And then you got the memo, and then you have every once in a while a double yoker. Let's have a look. I think that definitely looks like a double yoker. Maybe next time I bring some stuff and we cut them open and take a look. So tune in again Friday and Sunday. I'm gonna prepare my breakfast live here on Amazon. Why not in the evening? I just, cut the eggs open, put it in the fridge, eat them the next day. Why not? Anyway, so that one you see, that's quite a size of a quail egg compared to the one I was holding early on. Does it compare? I'm wondering how heavy that one is. I have a little scale here. That one is pretty accurate. Just curious. It's on ounces right now. So this egg has 0.6 ounces. What is that in grams? Yep. Here we go. Oh, stay on. Nearly 18 grams, between 17 and 18. You can see it here, the camera angle, but trust me. Oh, now it's messed up. Okay, no, but you can get really big eggs. Just saying. That's really cool. But obviously the double yolkers, that's the ones we ship out as fresh eggs, or we make our food top out of that. For hatching, a double yoker is not a great idea. They usually don't hatch. Twins are very rare. I have heard about it. I thought once I had some by accident, but they were just stuck together. Yeah, the white ones are really popular right now. So if you see them sold out on our store, the good news is, we do the egg count every day. So just follow our store, and you can also put the product on your wish list, for example, and then you see it again on Amazon. They can notify you, hey, it's back in store. There is some stuff about that. Just follow around there. Now, yeah, it's really cool once you start with quail and you want to get, different color variations and things like that. There's if a color is rare, then the price is a little higher up than a normal one. Our breeding stock does really well. We get great feedback back from our customers, but we don't have hatch rate guarantees because we have no control over your equipment. We have no control over the shipping when it leaves our farms, right? And we don't have any idea about your experience, right? We had customers, they heard about, oh, you shoot mist eggs with a solution of Listerine and water, and they were drowning those eggs in that solution. That's not great. Don't wash those eggs before you incubate them. Don't do anything to them. Leave them as they are. Nature, right? Nature takes care of that. You don't have to do that. They come clean out of the egg rollout from our cages. You might wonder why we keep them in cages. Those birds are game birds. They can fly. There is not such a thing as a free-range quail, right? Yes, there is. They are in nature, but they are off. I will never see them in my farm again. And the fox in the neighborhood will be happy about that, I guess. And the hawk will be happy. A lot of predators for those birds out in the nature. There's certain types of quail They are native to Georgia, like the Georgia giant quail. That one comes up soon. We have a farm in Georgia and another farm in Texas, and we have the proper permits, so we can have those eggs in store. They are the tiniest little eggs, but they're the biggest birds. So when you read jumbo, don't think it's always the eggs which are jumbo. It's the bird, right? Of course, the eggs, tend to be bigger as well. But for example, the Georgia giant, not at all, right? So they are native birds to many regions. What we usually do is the Coturnix, which is called Japanese quail, but they are home to many countries, right? Okay, now let's have a look how those birds are kept here, right? And again, if you just joined, have a question about anything, pop it in the chat. I keep an eye on that. When my eyes go wild, you know why. I'm checking on the chat here. Now, we have a great cooperation with a company out of Delaware. It's also two families run that, really. And they're a little bigger than my small little shop here. But they have a great product. And I show you a little bit how that looks like. That's where many of our farms keep their quail in those layer cages or breeding cages, and they come in different configurations. You can have single compartments as a standalone if you're just starting out, if you want to do it as a project for your kids, right? My kids, they're great with the quail. They can take responsibility there, collect the eggs, put the food in, make sure the water tank is full, and that's it, right? And yeah, well, cleaning the poop is usually what Daddy does. Well, with the amount of quail I have. Anyway, but you could do that for a kids project, right, as well, or on your own. If you want to beat those egg prices, right, in the supermarket, you get a bag of food that lasts you for a number of quail for quite a while. Again, with our packaging comes a whole training thing. There is a calculator. You can calculate the set date and things like that. Hatching eggs, the way it is, 10 days plus, it gets tricky. The hatch rate goes down from the day of laying. So, for example, this egg, if that was laid today, we ship it out tomorrow, right? We don't ship it out anymore after 48 hours. Then it's still a good egg, a fresh egg. Then it becomes a food topper, or we hatch it ourselves, right? But for hatching eggs, we don't ship out eggs older than 48 hours. Then they travel to you, and that can take 3 days, can take 5 days, depends where you are, where we are. I can show you then the map from our shipping locations. So that's pretty unique here at Undique. Good rhyme. That we are close to you, right? If you look at other sellers, other breeders, they are great. But if you're in California and the breeder is in New York, then that means, those eggs travel quite a distance. So we are close to you, and that means we can provide the eggs as quickly as possible, as fresh as possible, and then they go in the incubator. And then once the birds reach the age I put them in there at the age of 4 weeks, because I have a grow-out cage as well. Because before the first 2 weeks they are in the brooder, and yeah, those cages from hatching time, they have these egg rollouts that keeps the eggs clean, right? There's poop trays then underneath. There's a water system. You don't see that yet here, but if you click on the product, you see that, and you can decide for yourself how many quail you want to keep, how many tiers of cages you need. Of course, you could build something yourself. I've done that once as well. I'm happy that I still have all my fingers, because me and working with wood and wire and dangerous tools, I'm an IT guy and a quail farmer, but I'm definitely not a craftsman, that's for sure. So I don't know when is Father's Day this year, but if there's ladies watching and you're thinking about getting a great hobby for your husband and have then the benefit of fresh eggs, get them a starter kit of the layer cages, an incubator, and he will be happy. He will be happy with his birds, I tell you that. There's a lot of ladies in quail as well. It's amazing. Out of our farms, there's a couple of farms are women-owned businesses. So it's a really, really great hobby, but then actually it can be you're a sidekick, or you make a company out of it like I did, right? It's really, really great, especially right now. It's a very busy time. It's the main season for us. It gets quieter then towards the summer, but that's where we make our pet products, right? Now, the lovely quail breeding cages from Hatching Time. Check them out. Now, quail is such a great hobby that people want to show off their birds, right? If you have a beautiful bird, you want to go to a... Right now, a lot is virtual, right? But there is shows where you can show off the birds, similar that there is cat and dog shows. That exists for birds as well, more known for chicken and roosters there. But it's more and more coming for quail as well. And the product I show you now is for all birds, really. And it's made in the US as well, by a gentleman who knows a lot about nutrition. And it's a nutritional supplement. So this is the Show Pro poultry supplement. Poultry. Excusez-moi, my English today. And it's the only one on the market, and I did research on that, and I haven't found another one. So right now, it's the only one on the market with cysteine. Cysteine, if you click on the product description, you can read it up, what it is. Cysteine is actually used for hair products as well for men. If you want to have nice and full hair and don't want to lose your hair, apparently, that specific ingredient prevents that, and that supplement for the poultry has that in there as well. Next to a lot of protein, it's a 42% mix of protein in there. Extra protein is good for the birds too. Calcium, vitamin A, vitamin D3, vitamin E, but the list is long, but it's all made from natural things, made here in the US, and you add a tablespoon to the normal food of your bird. Don't use it as the only food. It's a supplement, right? You put that on top of the normal food of your bird, and you will notice, not straight away, it's not like overnight, boom, like, you know, it's not a Disney movie. But over time you will notice your bird will look much better, and it also will be healthier. And that, obviously, if you're healthy on the inside, if you eat healthy stuff, right, like our quail eggs, it also will show on the outside. And it's the same with that. In the product below, it's actually a 10-pound bag. This is just for me here in the studio, easier to hold. I'm not juggling around 10 pound here. I juggle 50-pound bags every day when I look after the birds that they get fat, right? So it's a great product. Check it out. Made here in the US. What should I say? My birds look already so much better with it. Wow. So we went through all the products I have planned today. I don't see yet any questions. Don't be shy. I won't bite you. If you have questions, pop them in there. Otherwise, I show you a little quick run through again what we looked at today, because I saw some more people joined. And I show you also where we are. I promised you that, right? Let's have a look. The Undique network. Where are we? What we do? And why I'm upside down again? Here we are. Gonna fix that. Sorry. Don't wanna make you nauseous or anything. So, Undique. Or Undique. Why do I pronounce it in two different versions? It's Latin, and it means from all sides, from all directions. Undique is also an English word, which is similar to the word all-rounder, but also means like from all sides, from all directions. And when I created this company together with my wife over 4 years ago, we looked for a kind of unique name, something which people can remember. And now it's Undique, which sounds very unique, right? But it really should symbolize that we are people from all over the US, from all walks of life. And this map kind of shows it, even though we are a little shy here on the West Coast. Well, we hope this year we can improve that a little bit more. But as you can see, towards the East Coast and the South as well, we are all over the place. It's all small-scale family farms, family businesses, right? So we eat our own products every day. I mentioned earlier on my dog has a fresh quail egg every day. I have many of them every day, depending how hungry I am for breakfast, either 6 of them or 8 of them. Depends. You can do all these cool things with these fresh eggs, right? You can pickle them as well. It's not like you bake with them. You do everything like you do like with your normal chicken egg, but you made it yourself if you, for example, got our hatching eggs and start quail yourself. Or if you just, if you can't keep quail but you want to have the nutrition, you can order the fresh ones, right? So let's start there. That's where we started with the fresh eggs. We have them in different quantities. They last at least a month, right? They stay fresh. We have the late buy date on the packaging. Usually people use them up within a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then you can order new ones, right? They're always available here because we have our network. If I have an issue on my farm that my birds suddenly stop laying, or the weather, or what it could be, farm life is not an easy life, believe me that, because it's 24/7. We always think about our birds. They need to have a happy life on our farm. We take that responsibility very serious, and we are very grateful that we can produce these natural products, right? So we are all over the place, and if one location has an issue that we have less eggs, then we ship from the next location. It's not really a problem, right? So we always have the availability there. To open those gems I showed you earlier on, the quail egg scissors, which come in green and not disappear here. Whoop, if I go further, they might show up here. Here they are in blue. But they come in green actually, and you can easily cut them open, right? So that's another product we have. A tip maybe, if you order our fresh eggs, those empty quail eggs for crafting, we usually ship them out. I think they are sold out right now. Order the fresh ones, poke a hole inside on the top or bottom, blow them out, wash them out with a bit of soapy water, dry them out nice, and you can make Easter decoration. You can color them as you see in the sample there, right? That's an option. We try to make more for you guys. We were overwhelmed with the demand, honestly. We had hundreds of them in the store, and they already sold out, and it's not even close to Easter. We don't even have Patrick's Day yet. But hey, c'est la vie. We are happy that you guys support us and that we can use every single product and every single thing the nature gives us, right? To show them off nice, if you blow them out, for example, you can get one of our mini egg cup set here. We have them in white, in black for the salad and eggs. Great. Let me zoom in here a little bit bigger. Oops, here I am again. Isn't it nice? And we have it in the kind of Undique blue, and there is where my little training egg is hiding in. Isn't it cute? If I would get a second one like that, I would blow it out and make earrings for my wife. Maybe we could get lucky and get another one. But it's hard. It's never the same. Every quail egg is unique. Sometimes people tell me, and I have seen it as well, that some hens, they tend to lay a similar pattern, right? So their eggs kind of always look similar in regards if they have big spots or smaller spots. That's similar, but it's never the same. So really unique little gems. I showed you what we do with the eggs if they are not fresh enough anymore for hatching eggs or fresh eggs. We conserve them. We don't want anything to go to waste. Some of our farms, of course, donate them as well, right? We do that a lot. To a wildlife refuge where they need quail eggs for the wildlife there, because they're so nutritious, right? But when we conserve them for you, for your pets, we make the whole quail egg food topper out of it. Quail have a lifespan of a couple of years in the wild, usually a couple of months. So as I mentioned earlier on, they have a happy life, but they have one bad day, and that's when the wings, a lot of farmers used to throw them out or give them to their pigs because there's not really much meat on them at all. My daughter had the idea, hey daddy, can I play with my cat with that? I just put a string around it, I said, okay, let's dehydrate it first, that it doesn't get smelly or anything. You know, there's a tiny bit of meat on it. So we dehydrate them, we put the natural string around it, and nothing gets wasted off these birds, right? And it's very popular product. We have it in stock, and now we have it as a bundle as well. It's great if you want to play with your cat or with your dog with a natural product made in the United States. Nothing artificial to it other than the packaging around it to make sure it comes nice to you. That's the plastic, yeah. I tried paper, didn't look that great, and moisture in the warehouse. Safer this way. So that's a great product we bring to you, to your pets. They will thank you. They get the natural instinct again of hunting. A pet product, the pet cotton candy. I misplaced it somewhere here. It looks a bit like cotton candy. We don't color it because we don't want to have any artificial color. I did color one version with beetroot juice. It comes then in a reddish. It looks a bit pink. So this is the natural yellow. This is dehydrated quail meat. And that's it. Nothing else to it. Nice and fluffy. So if you have an older cat, an older dog, and you can use it as a food topper on top of the normal food. Smells a bit gamey. You might think, oh, there's something off about it. No, it's like, I mean, I'm used to that smell. You might think, but let your dog or let your cat smell that. It's a special treat. It's a special treat. The pet cotton candy, very fluffy for the older generation of dogs, cats, any carnivore pet really, to give them the extra nutrition what quail meat has as well. If you check out the product, you will see the quail meat is a bit gamier than chicken meat. So some people who keep quail, they wrap some bacon around it and throw it on the barbecue. You can of course brine it first, and it takes a bit the gaminess away. But again, for our pet products, we make it all natural there. A really cool pet product, the shakedown treats from the Quail Mafia. My friend Eddie is a farmer out of Texas, so we have his product here in store. It's cool. Every little gangster likes that. Let me hold it upside down, so but at the window here you see a little better the treats. We put actually some of the eggshell in there to give it an extra crunch. And his version of the treats, they come also with minnows. So minnows are those little fish, and it gives it an extra twist. And he should know because he's breeding Frenchies and American Hairless Terriers. So a dog breeder, not a puppy mill, a dog breeder, somebody who is responsible, who does that, which is taking care of his dogs, made that for you, for your pet, right? So again, small batch production, only as supplies last. There's not many left, so be quick. Great product. My chief treat tester, Hazel, she approves of every product we have in our store, which is pet related. She tries that. If it doesn't passes Hazel's taste buds, it's out, right? So she loves that stuff. And I mean, it's human grade. I could eat that too if I wanted to. One of our main products right now, of course, and right after this, I'm gonna collect a few more eggs. My birds tend to lay late in the evening. Is our hatching eggs, and they come in all sizes and variations, right? So hatching eggs really means there's not a surprise inside. Well, there is kind of, but it's a surprise. Will the egg hatch or not, right? For shipped eggs, the hatch rates are traditionally, and regardless where you buy them from, are lower than eggs which traveled from the barn to the incubator. That's normal because, you know, they get a bit shaking in the transport. If a postal truck drives over them, yeah, you got scrambled eggs. Any eggs we ship out, more than 20 eggs, is insured. So take pictures if something breaks, send them to us, or go on the USPS website, and we make sure that, you know, Amazon customer service is awesome about it. I do the customer service here for Undique, so if you have an issue, just let me know. Send me some pictures of the packaging and the broken eggs and we fix it. That's not a problem. And the hatch rate, we can't guarantee it because, again, we don't know your experience. We don't know your equipment. We recommend to have a secondary thermostat in your incubator in case the incubator shows some funny numbers. The thermostat, which is, of course, calibrated in that case, then in the incubator on egg level will tell you what's the temperature, 99.5, what's the humidity, starting off with 50% humidity. Keep them in there. Egg turner usually gives you better results, incubator with an egg turner than without. You can manually turn it as well by quickly opening it, turn them, close it, do that 3-4 times a day. You get better results. And then after 18 to 20 days, those little champs here turn into chicks, and then the journey starts. It's a great farm animal. It's a great animal for the backyard, for your garage, as long as you keep it somewhere where no predator gets to it. It's an awesome hobby if you're retired. It's an awesome hobby for a family. If you think about the kids are bugging you, I want to get a dog, I want to get a dog. And you are like, I don't want to pay for a dog sitter when I go on vacation. I don't want to walk the dog when the kids lose interest. This, that. Get Quail. You know, a neighbor will look after them when you're on vacation. They will be happy. They get fresh eggs, right? As a thank you. The quail are easier to keep. You don't need to walk them. It's a benefit. I mean, I love dogs. I have a dog. In our network here at Undique, I think across the 14 farms, we have, I don't know how many dogs. I think it's close to 30 dogs. So the quail come in all colors and shapes. We talked about that. Yeah, awesome to as a hobby. They come as black quail, where they're really dark and great little birdies. That's a line, I think, which came over from Canada and Germany. As you can tell by my German accent, I follow very closely what's happening with quail around the world because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's still new color variations being made by the breeders, and we have some in our network who do awesome work in regards to genetics and all that stuff. There is the jumbo white, so that's a bird which grows to a jumbo size. You see that there, and let me bring up a picture since we talk about them. Joe, one of our farmers in Texas, sent me some here. I mean, birds are birds. Let's take a look at the white here. Whoops. Here we go. Sorry, that's maybe not the... This one has a little sparkle in there. Something coming through here. Another gene. Here they are. And you can breed them then for this standard of perfection you like to see. Speaking of standard of perfection, for the standard brown, the jumbo brown, we follow the ACBA recommendations. That's the American Coturnix Breeder Association. So if you are into Coturnix, you want to learn more about that, this association, I can recommend it to become a member of it. We are members of it. They do great work in the fields of quail, setting some kind of industry standards. And yeah, you see here all the lovely colors. So here's the white again. And we follow those recommendations. And we have our own standard as well within the network where we say this is how we do quality control. If the hatch rate goes down somewhere locally, because we know that we hatch all the time, right? Then those eggs become fresh eggs and we don't sell them as fertile eggs anymore. Very simple as that. We can still sell them. We don't have to sell fertile eggs. We can sell them as fresh eggs. The demand is there. But we do it that we want to spread the word of quail and how cool it is to keep them. And we keep them in state-of-the-art equipment. You saw it here on some of these pictures. These are the hatching time quail breeder cages. We use the grow-out cages. They cannot rust. It's specific plastic being used here. You can power wash them. Keep your setup clean. The birds stand here nicely. Their feet don't get bumble feet or anything like that. You see how nice their feet are. They don't have to stand on these industrial metal cages. No, we want that they have a happy life. Once the situation outdoors gets a bit better, I want to have my quails, at least some of them, on quail tractors again. You can keep also quails in an aviary, natural on ground, but they need to be protected from the crazy weather, like this weekend with the storms. Also need to be protected from predators. Those cages do already a good job, but they are not 100% predator proof as well. If you follow along what I do, then you see I have an outer shell around my quail setup as well, so nothing gets in there. It's like a little green hut around it. You find that brand actually. It's called Green Hut. You find it here on Amazon. So maybe I should put that link in here next time when I come on. Speaking about next time, since I'm nearly at I'm over the hour already. I promised my wife I only spend an hour with you guys. I hope she's not getting jealous. Speaking of spending another hour together, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. There's always the option here with the messaging here on the app. And I'm gonna be online again on Friday 7 p.m. Eastern, as well as Sunday 7 p.m. Eastern. If you like and follow, you get a little pop-up if you have your notifications on your mobile phone switched on, if you don't want to miss it. I'm gonna bring you more products over time. As I mentioned, we have more than 100 products right now in our store, so click on any of our products below there, and it says then Undique store or Undique store, two names for one company. It's cool because our company is more than a brand. We are a business network. It's kind of a lifestyle what we farmers have as well, to live with those birds, right? Or the birds live with us. Not really, I don't go to sleep with them, but you know what I mean. That's why we have also two names or two ways how to pronounce our lovely brand and network here. I like to say thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I see the numbers are still going up. Wow, that's cool. I hope you had some fun. You can always watch the replay if you just joined. Check out our products. You support family farms here in the United States. Again, all our products are laid or made in the United States. There might be a single exception here and there, but certain things I can't find them yet being made here in the United States, but we work on that too. So yeah, check out what we got in store. Thanks again for hanging out with me tonight. I wish you a great start into the next week. Stay safe out there. Have good breakfast tomorrow morning. Maybe get some quail eggs from us. And I see you again next weekend starting on Friday 7 p.m. Thanks again and have a good rest of your evening.